my fixation.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. It is time for Game 1 of the Tuscaloosa Regional. It finds the champions of the Big South, South Carolina Upstate, taking on Oklahoma State. The winner of this game will take on the winner of our nightcap between Alabama and Alabama State. Hello everybody, Derek Jones and Jared Mitchell with you today. An exciting time for college baseball players everywhere around the country. Here, Oklahoma State, they've been led by their offense heading into this regional.
And the offense has been nothing short of incredible this year. Number 2 in the country behind Georgia by 12 homers, 137 homers. Number 4 in the country as well in extra base hits. So it shows you their ability to drive the ball in the gaps and over the fence. And they're led by none other than this man right here, Colin Ritchie. He is 3rd in the homer behind Tag Davison. Hunter Ray for homers with 29 on the season. But you might remember him a little bit from last year. The legend grew once we got to the postseason. 6 homers in last year's postseason, including 5 in the Athens Regional, where he was also the one who homered in the 9th inning against the Georgia Bulldogs in the game that they got eliminated in. So he has done nothing but carry that into this year, has led this ball club, and has been the spark that they've needed.
The Upstate Spartans will try to counter the offense of Oklahoma State. We'll tell you about the Spartans when we come back to Tuscaloosa. Stay tuned, more on the way. Thomas Stadium, this SC Upstate team, no stranger to playing against power conference schools. They'll be challenged yet again against a Big 12 opponent in their first meeting against a Big 12 team this year. Let's get a look at the Spartans lineup, and it is keyed by that man, Henry Zenner, the team's leading hitter, 92 hits on the season, which is tied for 6th in all of Division I.
Yeah, and Zenner's been awesome this year. He started the year with a 10-game hitting streak. In the month of May, he's hitting .420 with a 1,200 OPS. He's got 4 homers in his last 11 ball games. He has been the spark. He's been the guy that they've needed at the top, and he's been great for them.
Oklahoma State will send their workhorse to the mound, the sophomore Ethan Lund.
And workhorse he is. 5 straight ball games with 100-plus pitches. That's what he does. That's who he's been. He's 5-2 with the 5.26 ERA and a 1.4 WHIP over 77 innings. But the K's is what you need to look at. 127 strikeouts. He's a guy with a fastball, curveball, slider mix, and he kind of mixes that slider a little bit to kind of shape a little bit of a 4th pitch, if you will. But he's 92 to 96 on the mound. He will be predominantly fastball, slider, curveball to lefties, and the opposite way around, fastball, curveball, slider to righties. But he has been great, 3 runs or less in his last 3 starts, and they need a lot of that in today's outing as well.
Of course, the Spartans arrived here by winning the Big South. And what a performance it was. They defeated Longwood 8-1 on Sunday. Wiley Waters hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. He eventually won tournament MVP, as that propelled the Spartans to their 2nd straight conference tournament title and their 2nd NCAA Regionals appearance ever. As Kane Sweeney, the head coach, has a lot to be proud of with his team, and they utilized some timely pitching. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, as the day goes on, but the hitting, a star for them last weekend.
Yeah, and the hitting was a star for them last weekend. That offense has been a star for them over the month of May as well. They're scoring about 3 runs more per game over the month, and in May, 14-2. So you obviously want to be playing your best ball at this time of the year, and this team is exhibiting that, and they need to carry that into this ball game. Be key to see if they can get off to a quick start against an arm like Ethan Lund.
One thing to keep in mind for the defense of Oklahoma State, it will be different today. We'll tell you about that in a moment after this first pitch from Ethan Lund. The lefty winds and fires, and the Tuscaloosa Regional is underway. Evan Saunders is at third base for Oklahoma State. In the lead up to the regional, Aiden Miola, the regular third baseman, suffered a broken wrist in practice. He is out. He is with the team. He tried to practice yesterday, but just could not make it work with the injury, and that is a big loss for them because you take away your everyday third baseman, but also somebody who has hit 17 home runs this season.
17 homers, double-digit doubles as well. Look, he's been a guy that not only in the box and what he brings to you in production-wise, but if you ask anybody in that dugout, they'll tell you how much he means to them emotionally, how much he means to them as a leader. And so to lose that kind of a guy on the field it's a huge problem, and we'll see if they can kind of nullify that with Saunders at third.
Zenner ahead in the count here, 3-1. The sophomore batting a team-high 346 on the year. Takes the 3-1 and fouls it away.
It's a good cut there on a 94-mile-an-hour heater. And Lund's going to pound the zone. He's going to come at you, so you're going to get pitches to hit. It's about can you execute when you get those in the zone in your opportunities.
Full count offering upstairs, and it's a leadoff walk for Henry Zenner and the Spartans.
And that's something that Henry's worked on over his time at Upstate, and it's something that he's done really well this year is working walks. And it's a good way to start it, to get on and kind of put the pressure on Oklahoma State in this first inning with nobody out.
Malloy Haganey, the shortstop, will step in for Upstate. A sophomore who transferred in following a season at Jefferson College. It's 2-0.
Ethan trying to find it early. Travel a little bit. Kind of gloomy here to start the day, so you kind of wonder, can you get going? It's an early start for him. A lot of different things working, but it is postseason baseball, so this is where you want to be.
The 2-0 finds a strike zone, 2 balls and 1 strike. Weather certainly a potential main character over the next few days. Rain in the forecast throughout the weekend. We'll see if it holds out. 3-1. Not an ideal scenario here for Lund, who is used to striking out the opposition. 3-1 here, and it's back-to-back walks.
It's a good job being patient by these Upstate hitters early on. And we talked about in the opening a little bit of their opportunities and the times that they've played against Power 4 ball clubs. This is the 9th game they've played against them. Got to imagine they starting to feel a whole lot more confident in what they can do after beating Clemson on May 12th. And they've, kind of coming on and understanding, hey, this is where we are, who we are, and they're rolling right now. So this is a great start for this Upstate ball club.
We talked about the offense of Oklahoma State. The pitching, it's a different story. ERA as a team at 6.24 at the start of this regional. So they can score with the best of them, but they also give up runs as well. Tyler Lang takes high, 1-0. The Spartans, everyday catcher, ahead 2-0. So Lund early on, falling behind. Now the first 3 hitters, a runner at first, a runner at second, nobody out, top of the first. 3-0.
If you're in that Upstate dugout, this has got to feel good to you in a spot where you're coming into a ball game and you want to start fast. You want to have a good fast start, and to have 2 runners on and a 3-0 count. to your three-hole hitter has got to feel really good to you at this point.
Third three-ball count already in this first inning. And there's a strike from Lund. Three-one inside and tight. The bases are loaded, courtesy of 3 straight walks. And that loads the bases for Johnny Sweeney. What an opportunity for the designated hitter, who is the younger brother of Upstate head coach Kane Sweeney. And now timeout called. And Campbell Smithwick will head to the mound to talk to Ethan Lund.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this one at all. Kind of go out there, you know, check the pulse, see where he's at, kind of calm him down, maybe even talk about something that has nothing to do with baseball, just to get him right and get him back in the groove and getting him going.
Lund has had a couple of games this year where he has walked 6 batters in a game. He's already walked 3 here in the first inning. And in our discussions with all the teams yesterday, Jared, how many times did we hear we'd love to get in that bullpen?
I mean, it's super important in a double elimination format, right? Because you want to be able to get in the bullpen. You want to be able to find how deep they are and get into the back end of things. Oh,
and this one goes all the way to the backstop. Zener is in off of the wild pitch, and it's 1-0 Spartans. I mean, everybody moves up a base.
This almost had the potential for Lund to make the out himself. Remember, it's Brick back there. He gets the camera, comes back off, and almost right back to him. If is he able to make this play and catch this ball, the tag is bang bang, and we almost would have had an out at home play here.
The pitch, you're right, it was so wild that may have worked in favor of Oklahoma State, but nonetheless, a run in for the Spartans. And Smithwick has this one get away. He doesn't know where it is. 2-0 Spartans. As Hagany heads to home plate to give the Spartans a tremendous start here in the first inning.
This kind of shows you how out of sorts Ethan Lund is right now. Some of the pitches are left high. You also get him spiking fastballs, which you don't really see much from him. So he's got to find himself and kind of calm himself and find his way back into the strike zone.
All 3, and this has to be a startling beginning to this game for the Cowboys. Lund just cannot find the strike zone. He does there, 3-1. So 3 straight walks, a wild pitch, and a pass ball has made it 2-0 Spartans.
And when you get this many balls, what you get as a hitter is the opportunity to kind of shrink the zone, shrink your pitch selection and what you're looking for and where you might get it, and be able to zero in on what it is that you want as a hitter.
3-2 foul away. This is a Spartans team that will not help out pitchers a lot by chasing pitches. Out towards left field, but drifting foul. They do a great job at taking walks as Stormy Rhodes getting loose already here for the Cowboys.
Shows you the importance of this Game 1 win, or an opportunity to win Game 1 before it gets out of hand on the Oklahoma State side.
Fouled away. Lund in his last outing threw a season high 112 pitches. He is laboring significantly here in the first. Here's pitch 25. And Sweeney draws a walk. And Jared, he just can't find the plate right now.
Yeah, and he's struggling to find it. He doesn't have the fastball command right now. He's leaving the breaking balls up. It's just been kind of all over, and it's been a little uncharacteristic for this undoubted ace for Oklahoma State. So we haven't really seen this from him, and it'll be interesting to see, can you put it back together? Because as it stands at this point, you would trade a run for a double play here and the opportunity to get out with only a 3-0 ball game. So
there's a strike.
What you don't want is this to compound into more than those 3 runs, and now it's a big crooked number that's up there. It really puts you behind the 8 ball.
Remember here, Upstate has not put a ball in play yet.
And he just doesn't have the feel to land that breaking ball or to even finish it right now. And I think it's really troubling when you mix that with the lack of fastball command that he has at this point.
1-1 to Trey Bentley. Runners at the corners. Still nobody out. Fouled away. "17 of the 28 pitches so far have been balls, and of course Ethan Lund has walked all 4 batters he has faced. Off the mark there, even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I mean, in the month of May, he's been as good as he's been since the start of the season. His 3 starts in February, so this is really kind of not what you were thinking you would see from him early on in this ball game.
And he's having a hard time putting away batters here when he gets them to 2 strikes. 3rd in the nation this year with 119 strikeouts. Desperately needs one here to try to limit further damage. Ground ball over to 3rd, but pulled just foul.
Seeing a lot of comfortability here from these Upstate hitters. And once again, it's due to not having to see many strikes in the zone early, so you're able to kind of key in on the pitches that you want to hit as opposed to what he's throwing.
2-2, just got a piece. Bentley stays alive.
Another thing that happens too, when pitchers struggle this much early on, it kind of takes away the ability to really feel them moving from side to side or across the plate, and it almost goes to right over the plate. As it stands right now, there hasn't been a single swing and miss by this Upstate lineup, which shows you how much you're having to land right in the middle of the zone.
Finally, a ball in play. Could be a double play. There's 1 and there's 2. A double play that brings in run number 3. It's 3-0 Spartans.
And that's exactly what he needed in this situation. We talked about it, 1 pitch for 2 outs and 1 run, which gives you the opportunity now. If you're able to get out of it here, we'll take a 3-0 deficit, if you will, after the way this inning really looked to start. So he's in a good spot. It's not ideal, but it's in a good spot. It could be way worse than this.
2 outs for Jake Armsey. The 3rd baseman, the senior out of Akron, Ohio. At 3:09 coming into this one. 1-1.
Armsey is another one of those leaders on this ball club. He's been here for years. He knows the program. He knows the way it goes. He's one of those guys they've seen grow tremendously since day 1 when he stepped on campus.
When we talked to Kane Sweeney yesterday, he was talking about the development of Armsey and Zener. And he's had conversations with Armsey, colorful, about being disciplined at the plate. And there for Lund is his first strikeout. A 3-0 lead for the Spartans to start, and the trouble began early here for the Cowboys.
As you can see, if he can minimize that, he can get back to where he needs to be.
The Spartans score 3 times in the top of the first inning without a hit. They lead the Cowboys 3-0 here in the opening round of the NCAA Baseball Regionals. The good news for the Cowboys is they have an offense that can erase a deficit pretty quickly.
Yeah, that offense is special, and they're going to need every bit of it to show up early on here and start grinding away at Brent Stukes on the mound for Upstate.
Colin Ritchie, 29 home runs on the year, 3rd in Division I. He'll try to get his team closer, and it's a team that has so much power throughout that lineup.
Yeah, 5 guys with 14-plus homers. They also have 6 guys with 10-plus homers. There's power up and down littered throughout this lineup, and expect to see those guys really start to insert themselves early if they're going to get back into this ball game.
It'll be Brent Stukes on the bump today for the Spartans. The junior threw 141 pitches in his last outing.
Yes, the junior from Gaston, South Carolina, really needs to pound his own. He's going to hit you with a 4-pitch mix as he's sitting here with a 7-3 record and a 5.4 ERA over the 73 innings that he's worked this year. He's not a huge strikeout guy, but he will make you put the ball in play, and he will make you go to work. He's got a fastball, slider, cutter, and a changeup. Look for him to really work that fastball and cutter to lefties and that fastball slider combination for the most part to righties.
Alex Conover takes a first pitch strike. The junior from Tuttle, Oklahoma. Off the glove of Stukes, fielded, and the throw to Wiley Waters made in time for out number 1. Good reaction there by the Spartans defensively.
Good play here up the middle, and I think the play would have been made even if he did not try to make a play at this. As you can see, they were shifted a little bit up the middle. Good job being able to play to Karam and staying calm and making a good throw over to first base.
Agony shading over. Still shading over here with another lefty stepping in. This time it's Brock Thompson. Thompson started the year out at second base before moving to shortstop, where he has found a home. The 1-1 skied in the air, playable in the infield. Gage Griggs is there for the catch. And here is Colin Ritchie, one of the biggest sluggers in all of college baseball.
He's got such a nice, easy swing that produces so much pop. And if you stand next to the young man, you'd understand why. He's about 6'2", 215, 220 pounds, and he is able to get all of that mass into the swing, and he hits balls long, and you can see we're going to have a little bit of a break here. And I respect it. So what we got going on here is, hey, we just had Ethan out here who threw 30-plus pitches in the first inning. We need to slow this thing down. You have to understand, let's say you get strike 1, right? Next pitch comes in, say you hit a 120-mile-an-hour line drive that's right at someone. We're right back on the field, so we got to find a way to stay in this dugout to give Ethan a little bit of a break. That way we can get back out there. 5
pitches, 2 outs, and Colin Ritchie is no stranger to regional play. He had a big-time performance last year in the Athens Regional. He had 5 home runs.
Yeah, he was out the starter last season. As he got through the year, he had a decent year going on, and I think his name really hit the scene once he got to Athens last year. 5 homers in that regional. He hit 500-plus in that regional. He's only carried that over this year with the 29 homers.
Let's see how Stukes approaches Ritchie, who takes a hefty cut at that first offering, 0-1.
There's a Coliseum sitting out there in right field that I think if he connects there, that ball might have landed on the roof.
Swings again, but fouls this one away, 0-2.
Gotta love what Stukes is doing. He gets 2 quick outs, and instead of trying to mess around and play around with Ritchie, you get 2 straight heaters in the zone, and you're 0-2 in this situation. I love the attacking mindset by Stukes.
0-2 to Ritchie. 92 miles per hour, able to get a piece.
And you can tell Richie's a little bit on his heels trying to find the speed of this fastball. It's the last two that he's thrown. He's kind of fallen back at the end of the swing.
That gets away from Stooks. And Richie having one of the great offensive seasons in Oklahoma State history. All Big 12 first team selection. But the foul tip strikeout closes out the first inning.
And there you got Brent Stooks showing up with the heater against their best hitter. And Upstate ain't here for a joke. They're here to play ball.
Jared, early on, Ethan Lund with significant control issues in the top of the first.
Yeah, he just found himself all around the zone instead of in the zone, throwing 30-plus pitches in the inning. He needs to get back to who he is this inning. He needs some efficiency, and they need some quick outs.
A wild pitch, a pass ball, scoring 2 of the 3 runs for Upstate. They got a third in the midst of a double play. 3-0 lead for the Spartans in the top of the second inning from the Tuscaloosa Regional.
You can see him working that breaking ball early in this inning. I think it's him trying to find that release point and trying to get back to what he does best to be able to use that fastball effectively.
He got a strikeout to close the top of the first. And now ahead here against Preston Lucas, 1-2. Called third strike to retire Lucas. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lund.
And that's more like the Ethan Lund that we know there. Here you can see him ripping that four-seam fastball down and away to his glove side. And when he's doing this, he becomes very, very tough to handle. And if he's found this again, this could get tough in a quickness for this Upstate lineup.
That'll bring in the MVP of the Big South tournament, Wiley Waters.
Wiley, no stranger to driving the baseball, tied for the team lead in homers with 12. Also 50-plus RBIs on the season. He's done a great job producing in the middle of this lineup.
1-0. That one will get away for a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Waters. Upstate making their second straight appearance in an NCAA regional. They were in the Clemson Regional last year as Waters fouls it away again.
And, getting a chance to talk with them, they spoke. They now have 17 guys returning from last year's ball club, so that the opportunity to get back into the postseason, for them, it wasn't a feeling of, oh, we're just happy to be here. There's comfortability with being in this place. They understand that there's a bigger mission than just being here, and they've shown that early in this ball game by taking the reins of this and getting out to a 3-run lead.
And that's always the balance when you see some of these teams in the tournament situation. You'll see teams that as a group may not have been here, or in some cases getting back like the Spartans as this next one lifted into foul territory.
Yeah, and I think these things can happen at different points, man. Like, as you can see, record 33-28 on the year, won 10 of their last 11 ball games, and winning the Big South tournament. You never know where a team is, but you can find teams that are at the stage of just happy of being in the regionals, or just happy of being in the supers, or just happy of getting to the College World Series. I think experience allows teams quicker to get to that spot where maybe they want more than just being here. They want more than just the next spot, or they want more than to just get to the College World Series. And where a team is, you never know. But they spoke about getting to the postseason was a huge point for them a year ago. This year, they're not here just to be here.
This one hit well out towards center field. Ritchie looking up, back at it, and it's off the wall. And that will be a home run for Wiley Waters. So Waters takes it 390 feet deep. It's 4-0 Upstate.
Take another look at this. See if this clears the yellow. We can't tell if it caroms off the back, but you can definitely see that there is at least a touch on that yellow
Oklahoma
line.
State is challenging the call of home run on the field. This will be a crew chief challenge.
Either way, that ball was touched.
You can see Colin Ritchie out in center making a beeline towards the fence. As soon as that ball left the bat of Waters,
seems like it bounces off the top of the yellow, but you could tell once Colin Ritchie started to motor down, he understood, I'm not going to make this play. So he did a really good job of playing the ball and throwing it back in. And then obviously at that point, you're leaving it up to the umpire's discretion to make a call.
they did state it was a crew chief challenge, just to double check. Although Oklahoma State also wanted to take a look at it as well. From that replay, it looks like the call should stand. If it does stand, that'll be a home run for Wiley Waters. But let's take a look here at how we got there.
He gets a fastball elevated over that inner half of the plate, and you can tell he knew he got it. Well, does a great job of staying inside this baseball and driving it right back up the box, and the ball was touched.
Checking to make sure that actually got out to be a home run. From that replay, it looks like it touches the top of the fence. And there's a look at the replay center for DB Sport out in Pittsburgh. That's where these replays and the discussions are emanating from.
We're trying to figure out if this ball, if the back wall is even close enough to actually hit right here. But you can tell, as you can see the bending in the pad on the top, that this ball will bounce off the pad seemingly first, which would be in play at that point.
The batter's eye also is right there with the fence. So it makes it a little tough to navigate the call, as they have taken a bit here to go through it, and now we'll get the official call.
This is a big call.
After review, the call of home run is overturned. The runner will be placed at second base. Oklahoma State still has 2 challenges remaining.
So they are saying because of where that ball hit, it has to clear that yellow line area in accordance to where the batter's eye is. And as we took a look at it, more and more, originally when you first saw it, it looked like it was a home run, but one more look here, it just catches off the top of the fence and then dips back in. Which would not be a home run in this circumstance.
I wonder if, as this thing keeps going, if we get to a point where you allow that play to play out and then you make the call, or you make the call that allows that play to play out, and then if you need to overturn, you give it a home run at that point.
Gage Griggs will try to push Waters in with 1 out. This has been a big issue for Lund, getting that first pitch strike. First time through the lineup now. He's only done it against 1 batter. 1-0. And the appeal down to first says that Griggs did go.
That's a big call. I think we'd love to be in a 2-0 situation here. Oof. And that was that's about 50-50 as it gets right there. And from here, you can really see Lund just not having a feel for that breaking ball. As you can see him slowing down to try to deliver, but as he's slowing down, obviously the arm is lagging behind and he's leaving these breaking balls up.
Pitch 52 on the way for Ethan Lund. Ground ball over to first to Colin Brigham. Waters gets to third base. So now 2 down as it flips to the top of the order. And this could be a potential lift here for Ethan Lund. Just a moment ago, it looked like he was going to be in a 4-0 hole after giving up that shot to Wiley Waters, but just a few inches shy of a home run. Now Zener.
It's definitely not going to make it easy right here for you. You're facing the best hitter for this Upstate lineup, and also he's hot as well. So this, if you're going to get it done, he's going to make you work for it here.
Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. When we talked to Henry Zinner yesterday and asked him about the difference between this year and last year being in a regional, he said when he came up to the plate the first time last year at Clemson, he said he couldn't feel his legs when he got to home plate. Different feeling this year.
Definitely a different feeling for him this year as a young man that understands even more who he is, and Upstate takes advantage of a wild pitch there, and that's, once again, that's the breaking ball that we talk about that he's not doing a good job of finishing. So he's trying to slow his body down instead of just throwing that breaking ball. This one gets away from him even more, and it's cost him another run.
Smithwick and Lund have not been on the same page at times in this game. Another run scoring, really due to an unforced error. It's credited as a wild pitch officially that brings in the 4th run. So they didn't get the home run call, but the Spartans able to take the 4-0 lead nonetheless.
It's a good swing right there by Henry in a 3-1 count. Got to imagine he's probably going back to the fastball with the way he hasn't been able to land that breaking ball.
This one hit out towards center field. Ritchie on his horse makes the catch. And that ends the top half of the second inning, but another run in for the Spartans to make it 4-0.
You get the ground rule double off the top of the wall, you're able to score later, and Spartans push it up to a 4-0 lead.
I cannot help my fixation.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Today is the first step on the road to Omaha with the Men's College World Series beginning June 12th on ESPN. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. Bottom of the second inning, 4-0 lead for the Spartans. A bender there from Stukes.
Stukes doing a great job with that fastball slider mix, getting ahead early. He's in another 0-2 count, and he's putting the pressure on this Oklahoma State lineup and almost making them defensive and not allowing them to do what they've done all year.
One and two to Avery Ortiz. And he strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts recorded by Stukes.
It's a very good job of mixing it up, going back and forth there with the fastball slider, and he's placing that slider, starting out over that outer half and just ever so subtly making a move off the plate, and it's making it tough for these Oklahoma State hitters to get to him. But it's all starting with strike one. He's pounding the zone early, and he's able to kind of move away from there.
The man they call Soup at the plate for the Cowboys. Campbell Smithwick, the transfer from Ole Miss.
Kind of like that nickname.
Pretty cool. He was a part of the Ole Miss team that hosted a regional last year. We're going to talk about home runs. He went from one home run factory in Oxford, Mississippi to another one at Oklahoma State, and he gets hit here. He's a one-out base runner.
And if you're the Oklahoma State staff right here, you actually probably love this. An opportunity to break up the rhythm, get Stukes out of the stretch as opposed to him staying in the lineup, in the windup, and also starting to get runners on, making him throw more pitches, keeping your pitcher and your defense in the dugout a little bit longer to kind of give you a break.
Colin Brigham, the first baseman, facing a 1-0 count with Campbell Smithwick on. Garrett Scholl to follow. We'll hear from Oklahoma State head coach Josh Holliday coming up during the third inning. And this has been a far different start than perhaps he imagined for his team today.
Still 27 outs you got to get in this ball game. He knows this offense can play against anyone and in any ballpark. So if they can get going, you've kept the score to a 4-run. I mean, you're really one swing away from it at that point. So you're not in a bad spot. But it's early on and you want to get this thing going a little bit.
1-1 fouled away. This game will be followed by Alabama and Alabama State in the nightcap. Third meeting of the season between those teams. As the national seed will get their crack at the SWAC champion coming up later this evening. Fouled away.
Big cut there by Colin Brigham. This young man is one that really impacts the ball well, man. Looking at on the season an exit velocity that sits over 93 miles an hour, so he does a really good job of squaring the baseball up, and he's a force in the middle of this lineup.
Fouled away again. Some of the players on Oklahoma State, they are more likely to be seen on a football field, you'd think, than the baseball field. 6'6", 246 goes Brigham.
All uni team. They do fill it out well.
Full count pitch to Brigham. Missing low, 2 on for the Cowboys. First time today they've put together a threat.
A really good at bat by Colin Brigham, being able to take this changeup splitter down and away a little bit here, and he did a good job. You can tell he was seeing the pitch really well, seeing the ball really well, fought off good pitches, and that's the thing about good at bats. You continue to make the pitcher on the mound, Stooks in this case, Brent Stooks in this case, have to continue to make pitches. He wasn't able to do it there. You now have 2 runners on, but you also keep driving up his pitch count as well.
Garrett Scholl with an opportunity, swings at the first pitch, out towards shallow left field. Hegarty is there for the out.
You can tell he just missed that ball. Got a pitch that he wanted early in that at bat. Unfortunate for Oklahoma State to just miss that. And now you're going to have someone really come through in a clutch situation with 2 outs to drive a run in and get this Oklahoma State team on the board and get them going in this ball game.
And here's Evan Saunders, who is filling in today for the injured Aiden Miola.
And of course, it would come down to a situation like this, right? You're missing one of your best players. The game doesn't start the exact way you wanted it to. And now, in a big situation with runners on, runners in scoring position, here is a guy who's come in as a replacement in this situation.
1-1. And you're taking, with Miola out, 17 home runs out of the lineup. Saunders with 4 homers on the year.
Yeah, there's so much production in that young man's bat, and Miola slugging .644 in the season. You can understand why it's such a big loss for this ball club, but nonetheless, Evan Saunders has to come in and do a job, and job is to drive a run in here.
And if you're joining us late, Miola out with a broken wrist. Lined into left field. It's a base hit. This should score the first run of the day for Oklahoma State. It does, as Smithwick is in. It's 4-1. The Spartans still out in front by 3, but the Cowboys on the board for the first time today.
That has got to feel great for Evan Saunders. He gets a slider here, and it's not really hung. It's in a pretty decent spot. It's a little elevated, but he's able to get that bat on it, drive it out into left field, and get this Oklahoma State Cowboy team on the board.
And that's the first official RBI of the day, despite the fact that there are 5 total runs that have been scored in this game. This one is crushed to deep right field. Back and gone. Remo Indomenico with a 3-run blast. And just like that, this game is all even at 4.
You like home runs. The Cowboys hit a bunch of them, but don't let it fool you. That is the second homer this year by Remo Indomenico, and he did not miss this heater over the middle of the plate. Look at him, style on it, young man. Stand there and style on it. Hits this ball a long ways to right field. We got a tie ball game here.
Conover fouls away the first pitch. You keyed on something a moment ago, Jared. When we were talking about Garrett Scholl's at bat, he came up and swung at the first pitch. He was in attack mode. Indomenico certainly in attack mode.
100%, and they've gotten themselves feeling comfortable at the plate again. You know, early on in this game, that first inning, what you were really worried about is not being back out there. There was 2 outs with 5 or 6 pitches into the inning. Now you've gotten Brent Stukes to throw a lot of pitches starting to work, so this offense is starting to get back on attack mode, and you've seen it play out for him well there.
Conover puts this one in the air towards center field. Drifting over to make the catch is Trey Bentley, but Josh Holliday has to be pleased now with what he's seen. His team has tied this game up at 4. Tie game now in Tuscaloosa. Oklahoma State with 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning. As we go to the top of the third, Derek Jones and Jared Mitchell joined right now by the head coach of Oklahoma State, Josh Holliday. Coach, your team has shown a lot of resiliency here in this game.
We're only in the 3rd inning, fellas. Come on, right? I mean, this is postseason baseball, right? You come out here and everybody's good, or they wouldn't be at this point in the season. And you know, that's what you got to do as a team, is slow things down, get your heartbeat back where it belongs, and stay with it. So here we are in the 3rd, and we've had the highs of being down 4 and tied it back up. So that's what these guys do, and we just got to steady him a little bit. Hopefully Ethan can get in a rhythm here and kind of show you what he's capable of.
Coach, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We'll let you get back to it.
Okay, guys, thank you.
And he touched on there getting Ethan in a rhythm and how key that is for what they do in terms of obviously working efficiently on innings, but also getting that hot offense back into the dugout and letting them go to work as well.
Malloy Haganey facing a 1-1 count. And Jared, how about a new lease on life here for Lund, who was down 4-0, and now all of a sudden his team has evened it up.
Yeah, an impressive offense like Oklahoma State has got to be a pitcher's best friend in this situation, right? You give up runs, you have long innings, and you find yourself down 4-0 going into the bottom of the second, and that explosive offense has found a way to even this thing up already, and it makes it look like it's, nothing's happening. We're only in the top of the third.
And of course, the rally really got going as this next pitch is fouled away. Evan Saunders able to come up with the RBI single to keep the inning alive. And then that set things up for Remo Indomenico. 2-2 fouled away.
Yeah, only Evans' 53rd at bat on the season, but being able to hit that hanging slider to left field, score a run, has got to feel great for him. And you probably see him look into that dugout and kind of give some reassurance to coach that this was the right decision made after an unfortunate situation with Miola having to not be a part of this ball game.
Another pitch fouled away. This has been a sticking point for Lund, trying to retire batters. 18 foul balls already in Lund's appearance today. Ground ball over to Brigham. Wow, what a snatch there. The flip is not in time, though, to get Haganey.
Yeah, and you knew as soon as you saw this thing come off the bat, it was going to be a tough play to make as he sat back to make the play. Great pick, great job to getting there, but Lund was not able to get over in time, and Haganey was easily beat him to the bag, and that'll go down as a single. This Upstate team has done a really good job of being able to just grind on you, making you make plays, making you make pitches, and it's very easy to see how a team like this has been 14-2 in May and how they've gotten to themselves to this point of the season.
0-1 to Tyler Lang. And this regional has the opportunity to be a little bit of a pinball machine because of the pitching staffs. Here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama coming in, really one of the main reasons why they're hosting this regional is because of how strong their starting pitching has been. But when you take a look at Alabama State, Oklahoma State, and also Upstate, the pitching has been a roller coaster ride throughout the season for them.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. There should be no shortage of runs scored in this regional, but Alabama being the home team in this regional, the #1 seed in this regional, they have done a great job with the pitching staff all year, and that started with Fay and Adams and Upchurch and guys like that who have given them so much stability through their rotation. They've done a good job. We'll get a chance to see them later on tonight and see how they use that staff and that pen. But I expect some runs to be scored here this weekend.
Oh-2 on the way to Lang. A little wide, 1-2. They'll keep an eye on Haganey over at first base. He's a team leader in stolen bases. He's stolen 22 bags this season. 1-2. And down goes Lang, caught looking for out one.
And this is Ethan Lund early on. You can see not having a feel for that breaking ball, spiking the fastball, and just kind of being up and down and all around the strike zone. And that allows hitters to be able to zero in. And here you see Wiley driving a ball to center field that almost was a homer. And here's another breaking ball. So him getting back into finding that breaking ball, as you saw him land the curveball for a strike three there, it was huge. But once again, we go back to some of these problems. And this is just a very uncharacteristic start for who has been the horse for this Oklahoma State ball club.
2 on now with 1 out after Sweeney gets hit by a pitch. So Sweeney has reached base both times. Walked the first time. Got hit there.
Sweeney's also 1 walk away from being the 4th member of this ball club to reach 40 walks this season, which is something they haven't done in program history. They have 3 guys who have 40+ walks, and it's the first time ever. And you can see that patient approach kind of showing up and down that lineup and why they've been so good at getting on and applying pressure.
Trey Bentley with 2 on. There's a strike. Sweeney getting hit by a pitch. That is a rare occurrence for Ethan Lund. That's just the 2nd batter this season that Lund has hit. Two and 1. Three balls and 1 strike.
He just hasn't been able to find those breaking balls consistently, as you see him leave a curveball kind of up and arm side again.
The 3-1 hit well out towards center field. Ritchie going back to the track and is able to make the catch. A long out 2 recorded by the Cowboys.
And what I would love to see is, as you're the runner on second base and you're understanding, of course with 1 out, your job is to score, but as you're understanding that he's motoring down in center field and he's deep into that, closer to that right center field gap, get back to second base, tag, and get yourself to third, make it easier for you to score. As you can see right here, he's not going to be able to throw you out, so there's a little bit of a base running mistake, if you will, that maybe comes back to bite him.
That'll be the end of the day for Ethan Lund, and it will be Stormy Rhodes heading in for a pitching change for the Cowboys. 2 down here in the top of the 3rd. Rhodes will try to keep this game tied when we come back. Tie game here in the Tuscaloosa Regional between Upstate and Oklahoma State. Ethan Lund, just 2 2/3 innings pitched. His line is not totally complete because he's responsible for the runners that are on first and second base. It's a tough outing for him, and now it'll be up to Stormy Rhodes to try to keep this game tied.
Tough outing for him for sure. And I guess it also leaves the door open for him to come back at some point in this series. But once we talked about it early in the open, 5 straight starts with 100+ pitches. You wonder how effective he would be. It proved to not be super effective, and now we turn it over to Stormy Rhodes. 4-2 with the 4.17 on the season in 58 1/3 innings. He's going to hit you with a fastball, cutter, slider, curveball mix, and they're going to need him to come in and do a job, and he predominantly works with that fastball slider.
2 on, 2 out. Jake Armsy at the plate for the Spartans. Takes a look at an off-speed pitch, 0-1.
There's that slider there, the start. He will throw a changeup as well. Come in and put it out the fire is pretty much the job given to Stormy here. They need it.
Rhodes with one of the great names in college baseball, trying to bring his name and his game to the Tuscaloosa Regional. Into right field, that's a base hit. Run number 5 heading in for the Spartans. It's 5-4 Upstate. An RBI single from Jake Armsy gives the lead right back to the Spartans.
And this is a beautiful job. He gets a heater that leaks back out over the plate. He does a great job with runners on of using the big part of the field. He has no problem shooting a ground ball into that 4-hole, and that shift allows it to not even be a play, and that's an RBI single for this ball club. And once again, like we talked about, they do such a great job of grinding you down, making you execute pitches, and he finds the pitch that he wants, and he's able to put it in the right field.
First RBI hit of the day for the Spartans. Over to second base, and Ortiz is able to make the play. Had to hustle there to get to the bag. He does, and the lead will stay at 5-4 for the Spartans as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Second inning, a turning point for the offense of Oklahoma State. The RBI single by Evan Saunders, and then Remo Indomenico with a 3-run homer to tie the game at 4 after the Cowboys trailed 4-0. But a run in the top half of the 3rd has made it 5-4. The Spartans have the lead. However, that second inning, a huge lift for Oklahoma State, Jared.
Huge lift, and you know, we talked about how explosive this lineup is and what they do with the home run ball, what they do with the extra base hits. They put so much pressure on you up and down the lineup that it makes you start making mistakes over the plate, and anyone in that lineup can get you. And as you can see, Indomenico was able to do that to tie the ball game up in the second.
Derek Jones and Jared Mitchell with you in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at Sewell Thomas Stadium. The Joe, the site of the Tuscaloosa Regional. A 5-4 lead for the Spartans over the Cowboys here in the opener. The shortstop Brock Thompson behind here 1-2 to Brent Stukes. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Colin Ritchie and Avery Ortiz to follow.
Really trying to work that changeup fastball. Little mix there. As you can see him using the changeup, then goes to the high fastball, tries to go back to it there.
Pitch 40 from Stukes. And it's a punch out. 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd.
What a great job using the fastball there. Like we just talked about, he just saw that changeup at the bottom of the zone, so his eyes, his mind is telling him spit as he sees it down. It ends up being the fastball that stays down there right at knee level. It's a great pitch, a great job by Stukes by being able to get the first out of the inning.
3rd strikeout of the day for Stukes. He struck out Colin Ritchie in Ritchie's first at bat. Fouled away, and that got a piece of Ritchie.
I definitely got rubber a little bit more than that. Didn't feel good though.
Taking time to collect himself after.
Get the back foot, yeah. Yeah. Probably feel that a little bit more tomorrow than you do today as you wake up and the adrenaline goes away. You know?
Yeah, no question. Fouled away again.
Stukes is doing such a good job. He's doing such a good job at locating these pitches here. The misses are in the spots that he wants to, right? Like he throws that breaking ball the pitch before and goes and backs and just works in that same spot. Does a good enough job of not missing that pitch over the middle of the plate.
Hit sharply over to second. What a play made there by Gage Griggs to cut down Ritchie for the 2nd out.
Get 2 strikes on him. You leave this one over the plate a little bit, but good thing you got good players behind you. Gage Griggs lays out to his backhand side, gathers himself, makes a nice strong throw to first. That's a beautiful play in the middle infield for the 2nd out of the inning.
The mustachioed Griggs with a solid defensive play there for the 2nd out of the inning.
Gage might be on the all-hair team. He's got the mustache rolling. He's got the flow coming through the back right there. There's a lot going on.
That's one of the things you love about regionals. You see this combination of different players from all over the country, and you see some pretty good hairstyles as well.
I think every regional should put that together. Let's put an all-hair team out there as well. Roll it like that. I can't be on it, so, you know.
Hit over to the 3rd, a diving play made by Armsy, but he can't do anything else with it.
It's a good play over there. I think he was not able to truly gather it on this dive, and that's why he was, yeah. So you see it kind of bounced out there. Got him a little bit. It's a really good job of being able to make a stop on that ball. If he gets up and makes that throw, we might be seeing that throughout the night.
It'll be officially a single credited to Ortiz. He's a 2-out base runner for Campbell Smithwick, who got hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Hefty cut there, 0-1. This time off the plate to make it 1-1. If Smithwick is able to keep this inning going, Colin Brigham will step in. And that one gets out of play.
He's doing a good job mixing the pitches up. He hasn't given you much opportunity. Once he's shown you fastball in the zone, he's gone to the off-speed pitches, and he's done a really good job of keeping this Oklahoma State team off balance for the most part through these first 3 innings.
This Oklahoma State team not super busy on the base paths throughout the course of the season. 47 stolen bags, 10th in the Big 12 in that department.
Yeah, and most of that production has come from 2 guys. Alex Conover's got 15 on the year. You also have Brock Thompson with another 8. So the rest of them have kind of not run. Those have been the guys that have moved a little bit, but they won't run. They won't run themselves into outs for the most part of the year. They will let that offense work. They will let those guys in the box do what they do.
Fouled away again. Smithwick staying alive. And when you have the kind of bats that they do,
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I've seen worse decisions when you can swing it the way that they have,
yes.
Right?
You don't need to get too busy on the base paths with the kind of power they have. 2-2. On the corner, called third strike, and Smithwick, who disagrees with that call, is gone.
Disagrees with it, but Brent Stukes does a great job in just placing this pitch right on the corner where he wants. He gets himself out the inning. Upstate up 5-4.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. Day 1 of the NCAA baseball regionals underway around the country. And the 0-1 to Wiley Waters, missing 1 ball and 1 strike.
Stormy Rhodes has come out and he started his last 4 appearances, so you got to imagine with him coming into the ball game as early as he did, they're going to want and are looking for some length out of this outing from him.
Rhodes delivers a strike to level out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a really good pitch by Stormy Rhodes. There's nothing Wiley can do with that. Just nod your head, get back in the box, understanding that now you have 2 strikes, got to battle.
Two, fouled away.
You can see Stormy, he understood. He got away with one there. Hung that breaking ball over the middle plate, and he's lucky to be getting that back from the catcher and not from the umpire. Somebody's rounding the bags.
Hit towards center field. Ritchie chasing back on the track, and he drops the ball. Waters at second base after the misplay by Colin Ritchie. That will be an error on Ritchie.
And you can see it here, just the drop and not really looking this ball and seeing it all the way in. This is uncommon, as this is only his 3rd error on the season, so it's not like something you see him do a lot, but comes at a very unfortunate time for this Cowboy ball club.
And Waters is at second base yet again. Gage Griggs shows bunt, but that pitch well wide of the plate, 1-0. The wind is whipping around a little bit, but a play you thought that Ritchie was going to be able to make out there in center. Good bunt laid down here. Over to first, it gets away. Scampering towards home plate and scoring is Waters. It's 6-4 Spartans.
And I will speak about it again until I'm blue in the face, but you don't go 14-2 in the month for no reason. This is what this team is able to do. Mind you, Wiley gets the breaking ball before that. He's able to hit to the track on a pretty good pitch, finds himself on second base. What do they do right after that? They set themselves up for the sacrifice situation. They get a really good bunt down and make you have to make a really good play, and they can't do it. Run scored.
And this day has been about, so far, miscues as taking off is Griggs, and Griggs is out at second base.
This is a very good job throwing down to second base. You can see he tries to go with the swim move slide to get away from him, but they were still able to put the tag on his chest. Great throw on the face a little bit there, actually. Great throw, great tag to get him out. Kind of slow this offense down a little bit.
So the throw from Smithwick on the money for the first out of the inning. And you look at how this game has played out so far. In the top of the 4th inning, the Spartans just find a way to keep applying pressure.
I mean, the way they play ball too kind of reminds you of those like early 2000s West Coast teams where everything they did was about applying pressure and putting runs on you every inning. And you know, you look up in the 4th, 5th, 6th inning and somehow they're up 5, 6, 7 runs already, and you're wondering how they did it. It's because they just continue to put balls in play, continue to make you make plays, and next thing you know, you're not making those plays.
Henry Zenner ahead here, 3-1, make it 3-2.
It's a really good pitch by stuffing that fastball down and away from Henry. He's not able to get to it.
Zenner scored the first run of the day. They arrived at home plate thanks to a wild pitch. 3-2. Popped in the air, third base side, and an easy play for Evan Saunders for the second out of the inning.
It's a good job by Stormy Rhodes of getting the out and getting themselves to 2 outs, but only giving them the 1 run. You have to finish the job in this inning. It's most important.
We'll hear from Kane Sweeney in the bottom of the 4th inning. His team enjoying a 6-4 lead. Malloy Haganey at the plate. Foul territory, first base side, and just having enough room to make the play is Brigham to close out the Spartans in the top of the 4th. When we return, we'll hear from the head coach of the Spartans, Kane Sweeney, in Tuscaloosa. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Derek Jones and Jared Mitchell with you. It's a 6-4 lead for Upstate over Oklahoma State. We're joined right now by the Spartans head coach, Kane Sweeney. And Coach Sweeney, your team has come out swinging here in a different standpoint. You've really taken advantage of some mistakes made by Oklahoma State.
Yeah, we've done a good job of taking advantage of the mistakes. I know there's been, there's a lot of walks early and just kind of, balls going to the backstop, and we're just trying to take advantage of what they give us. So obviously they're a good club. We got to keep pitching, and we got to try to find a way to keep scoring.
Coach, speaking of fighting and taking advantage of mistakes, you got to enjoy watching the kind of grind your lineup is giving this Oklahoma State pitching staff and how they're going about these at-bats.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the plan. We wanted to try and get Lund out as fast as possible. Obviously, he's a really, really talented arm. I know he didn't have his best stuff today, but obviously the talent is undeniable. For us offensively, grinding ABs, and that's something we've been doing pretty much for the last month now, is just having really, really competitive ABs 1 through 9. So hopefully we continue that and can come away with a win.
Coach, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
The Spartans lead 6-4. With Brigham spraying this one foul. It'll be Brigham, Scholl, and Saunders. 6, 7, and 8 for the Cowboys, who trail by a pair here in the opening round of the Tuscaloosa Regional.
Somebody get this man a uni right here. Just
that's tough.
Taking a nice little look at the straight face and everything, like he does this every single day. I love it.
And no reaction.
If you check him out right now, he's back to drinking his water like it's nothing going on.
Brigham hits this one well out towards left field, drifting and making the play is Preston Lucas for the out. Brigham almost pushed that one out. And this is a team that is no stranger to the long ball. 138 home runs on the year for the Cowboys. 5 players with at least 14 home runs this year.
Brigham just tried to make a bid for his 17th there, but that goes to speaking once again about this lineup and how deep it is and how versatile it is, and the opportunity that anybody in this lineup can leave.
Garrett Scholl. Who is on that 14 home run line. Even now at 1 ball, or check that, 2-0. He's ahead here. So Scholl trying to set it up here for Evan Saunders, who will follow. Inside and tight, that'll put Scholl on. With one out for Evan Saunders. And Saunders helped get that rally moving in the bottom of the second inning. That saw the Cowboys score 4 runs. Saunders in today for Aiden Miola, who's out with a broken hand. And we get a look there at Miola, who is still here supporting his teammates.
Saunders had the big at bat earlier, obviously the line drive RBI single in the left, but it also extended the inning to allow you to hit the big homer that tied the ball game in the bottom of the second. So he's looking to do a lot of the same here.
Oh, and that got a piece of him. And Saunders will head to second base. Or excuse me, to first base. Moving to second base is Scholl. And once again, Remo Indomenico will step to the plate with 2 on. Here's what he did the last time he had 2 on.
Got the pitch he wanted, did not miss it, and that big homer tied this ball game in the second inning.
There's a strike.
It's good to see Colin Saunders all right. You got to imagine after losing one third baseman and the next one gets hit by a pitch in the hand, it's not an easy feeling for Josh Holliday over there, that dugout.
1-1 to Indomenico. Saunders over at first, Scholl at second with 1 out. Indomenico, who hit his second home run of the season earlier, trying to bring his team closer here, down by 2. And you want to talk about strength versus weakness in terms of the matchup. 138 home runs this season for Oklahoma State, second in the nation. Upstate has allowed 83 homers, tied for 297th in the nation.
I mean, yeah, they've done a great job on the mound and minimizing the big long ball, but when you're facing a team as prolific as this Oklahoma State team, doesn't surprise me at all that there was something that was kind of given up. It's crazy to see when it happens this way, and you got the guy that has won coming into the season, coming into this series, that hits the first homer of the game.
Out towards left field. This could be trouble, and it is in fair territory. It's a base hit. And now the bases are loaded as that one had eyes for left field, and it's a single for Indomenico.
This is kind of that trouble area right in between the left fielder and the third baseman and shortstop, where you pop up, goes down the line. It makes it really tough, and because the shortstop is playing so far over, it doesn't allow him to come and make this play. He was shifted over the middle of the field. It's really a race between 2 guys, and neither were able to get there.
And a mound visit coming up here. Brent Stukes trying to hold this together with his team up by 2 runs. As he gets a visit from pitching coach Nick Hoffman. Stukes has been able to punch him out here at times. He'll need a strikeout here potentially.
He's done a good job of mixing up the fastball with the breaking ball and also with the changeup, and he's got hitters very uncomfortable at the plate. And when he's been good, he's been really effective here so far through 3 and a third.
Top of the order time for Alex Conover.
Conover's a guy that's been really hot for this Cowboy ball club. Over the month of April and May, he's hitting a smooth .432. Is that good? That works a lot, right? But he's also hit 13 of his 14 homers in the last 2 months, so he's been a big part of what they've done through the back half of the season.
Max Bianchini getting loose for Upstate. Conover's 0 for 2 on the day. On the season with the bases loaded, 2 for 9. And he has a chance here to do some significant damage. In the air towards right field, shallow and playable. Griggs calls everybody off. 2 down. Brock Thompson will have a crack at the bases being loaded with 2 outs now. A hit here could potentially tie the game up for the Cowboys. Ball 1.
It's a big at bat for Brock here. It's a big at bat for this Oklahoma State ball club.
Thompson 4 for 9 on the season with the bases loaded.
As Upstate has continued to put pressure on you, continued to put runs on the board, to find a way to, in the second, obviously you hit the big homer that ties the ball game, but to find a way to do it again here would be huge for this Oklahoma State team. To continue to answer to every punch that South Carolina Upstate is throwing.
One, fouled away. And now Stooks just a strike away from getting out of this inning. A walk, hit by pitch, and a bloop single loaded the bases with 1 out. But now 2 down here. Can Stooks avoid further danger? He can. Big time strikeout from Brent Stooks to get out of the 4th for the Spartans.
This is a great job of climbing the ladder by Brent Stooks. He gets the punchy, and you can tell this young man's feeling himself, and that's a great job for this SC Upstate Ball Club, leading 6-4 through 4 innings.
The Spartans have 6 runs on just 3 hits, and here's some of the reasons why. A lot of mistakes so far from Oklahoma State, Jared.
Yeah, you've had wild pitches, you've had pass balls, you've had a lot of walks, and then you've had them finding ways to get things done when they've had the opportunities to. And once again, they continue to apply pressure, they continue to put balls in play, and Oklahoma State just hasn't been able to make all of the plays defensively, and that's how they find themselves in a deficit here.
Lang, Sweeney, and Bentley. 3, 4, 5 for the Spartans, who lead it by a pair in the top of the 5th inning. Game 1 of the Tuscaloosa Regional. These are 2 teams that pundits believe have a chance to win this regional.
I think you know the obvious with the Oklahoma State Ball Club is because of how prolific they've been offensively this year. If you can mix and match any kind of pitching with that, you have a chance on any given day. But this Upstate team has shown you so much of what they can do offensively, just in terms of being able to grind you down, make you work, and earn every single out you did, just like you saw Stormy Rhodes do just now.
Lang goes down looking for the first out of the inning.
That's his 2nd K, and you see Stormy really throw that glove side 2-seam fastball that runs back over the outer edge of the plate. You can see there Lang gives up on it, thinking it's off the plate. It runs back on the plate, and that's a beautiful job pitching to get the first out of the inning.
And look, this is an important moment for the Cowboys, because not only are they down, they're already into their bullpen, as this one is stung out towards center field, hit well, and crashing into the wall to make the catch is Colin Ritchie for out 2.
You got to give respect to this young man, Colin Ritchie, here after missing the ball a couple innings ago, watching him go straight back over his head, which is a very tough play to make, into the wall, crashing into the wall as soon as he makes the play. It's a great play to keep their runners off the bags here.
So after Johnny Sweeney is retired, Trey Bentley try to keep it going for the Spartans as he takes low on the first pitch, 1-0. Rhodes has thrown at least 100 pitches in 2 of his last 3 outings. And they clearly need some length from him in this game, and that was going back to the point I was making. They need him to give this team some innings to protect that bullpen further, regardless of the result in this game.
Yeah, I mean, with the way this tournament is set up, right? It's a 2-elimination tournament. You need pitching staff to show up if you're going to have to go deep into a tournament.
Out towards left center field, and it is caught. Bentley gave it a ride near the fence, but Conover able to make the catch here in Tuscaloosa. It's a 2-run lead for the Spartans. Colin Ritchie offensively is a talking point, but today he's been at the center of what's been going on defensively.
Yeah, misplaying a ball and then making a great play. You would like to see that kind of translate into his offense as well. So often we used to see that guy making a great play on defense and then it shows up in the box the next inning. Can he make that happen here?
Oklahoma State down by 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Derek Jones and Jared Mitchell with you. Day 1 of the Tuscaloosa Regional. 1-0 to Colin Ritchie. Already it's been an exciting day 1 of action in NCAA baseball regionals. That one fouled away. Hefty cut from Ritchie, 1-1.
He didn't get cheated up there, huh? Like, Colin Ritchie will take his swing and his cut seemingly every single time he's in the box.
Looked like that may have also gotten a piece of home plate umpire Brandon Cooper. Ritchie 3rd on the year, or 3rd in the nation, I should say, in home runs this season. 29 entering play today.
And he's been so good even lately. Like, he hasn't hit the home run ball at crazy rate, even though he's got 7, I would say, in May. But he's also hitting 462 in May. 462.
It's pretty good.
That's a good. So he's not slowing down at all, and he's just been so effective for this lineup all year. And once again, I go back to thinking about what he did in that regional last year, and it's almost like we should have known that this was coming from this young man.
Hit over towards Griggs at second. Easy play for Griggs. 1 down.
Good job right there by Stukes being able to stuff that fastball in on Colin Ritchie's hands late in the count. And it's very obvious, like, they've chosen to come after him and not say, hey, we're going to kind of pitch around him and or try to trick him. We're going to kind of keep going at him. They've thrown a lot of fastballs at him. He hasn't been able to catch up to him.
Avery Ortiz stepping in as the wind continues to blow in here from left field, whipping around here today. Ortiz with an infield single last time up. Now 1-1. Mentioned some of the exciting action going on today around the nation. How about Milwaukee up by 7 runs, 12-5 at one point against Auburn. That game in the top of the 7th.
That's definitely the shocker of day 1 so far, but I mean, there's no more of a welcome to the tournament than that. I think that's one of them.
3-1. Ryder looking to pull off a huge upset. Ryder leading Florida 6-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Of course, one of the great things about today is not only is it the start of NCAA baseball regionals, it's squeeze play time.
Oh, you gotta love some squeeze play. Getting all these ball games on one screen, on the split screen going at one time, it's a beautiful thing.
It's an incredible part of the next few days as we get a look at the bracket. Alabama and Alabama State will meet up in the nightcap. The winner of this game will face the winner of Alabama State in the 1-0 game on Saturday night.
Imagine we'd get a strong crowd in here tonight if the weather's able to hold off tonight with these 2 in-state schools playing.
This one golfed first base side, but finding the stands. Campbell Smithwick, who has the ability to put one over the fence, He represents the tying run. Ortiz back to first. The 0-1 coming up. Hit sharply and fouled. We talked about upsets. Little Rock knocking off Southern Miss, the host of the Hattiesburg Regional. And that's the thing, you can never be too sure going into these regionals about the 4 seeds. The 4 seeds have certainly come to play, especially over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah. Brings you back to thinking about the Murray State year and the Fresno State year as well, as they made the run all the way and actually completed and won a national championship in 2008. You get teams playing on a heater, you get them playing hot and confident at this time of year. Baseball is one of those games where anybody can be beat on any given ball game. And obviously this is showing up again already in day 1 of this tournament.
Well, no doubt that is going to be one of the things to watch here in regionals around the nation. How do these 4 seeds perform? Fouled away by Smithwick. ESPN is a home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. That is must-watch content. Without a doubt, they do a fantastic job bringing you the action as Smithwick sends this one out to right. Zinner is there. Max Bianchini still getting loose for the Spartans.
This is Max's 2nd time being up, so you got to wonder, is this going to be Brent Stukes' last hitter if he can't get out of this inning? And if it's not, do they allow him to come back as he's sitting at 89 pitches right now, or will Max start the clean inning with which would be the bottom of the 6th at that point? Of note, to put it, Bianchini on the year is only thrown into the 6th for about 21 hitters on the year, which is about 4 1/3. He's got an 8.31 ERA in the 6th inning on the year, so that would make a lot of sense if this would be the end of the line for him, if he could get through the 5th.
Colin Brigham representing the tying run. Another guy with plenty of power here for the Cowboys. The lefty ahead here, 2-0. Make that 3-0.
See Stukes not wanting to give in. 2-0 pitch. He's still going to throw you that off speed, trying to stay out of the middle of the plate and make that mistake that would make this all powerful lineup for Oklahoma State come to light.
How about that shift on Brigham? They are conceding the 3rd base area, but it does not matter as Brigham is able to get the walk. Runners now at 1st and 2nd base with 2 outs for Garrett Scholl. And could we be reaching the end of the line for Brent Stukes? Stukes needs 1 more out to get out of this inning, but he'll need to get through Garrett Scholl to do it. One thing about the conference tournaments, they can be taxing. Stukes threw over 130 pitches in his last outing 6 days ago.
I think a lot of the decision made to keep Brent Stukes in the game right now. Scholl's hitting .091 on the season with runners on first and second, so they feel confident that he can get this out and get them out of this inning.
Hit sharply into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Briggerman turning past third. They put the brakes on him, and it'll be an RBI double for Garrett Scholl. As Ortiz scores, it's 6-5 in favor of the Spartans.
Coming into this ball game with 14 plate appearances with runners on first and second, has not gotten it done. He gets a hanging breaking ball, is able to hit a sharp ground ball down the first base line to get the job done, and there's an RBI, and inching themselves back into this ball game is Oklahoma State.
A 2-out RBI hit for Garrett Scholl. And when we talked to Josh Holliday about the turnaround for Oklahoma State, one of the players he credited was Garrett Scholl, because of how he stepped up during conference play in the Big 12. Evan Saunders. What a moment this could be for him, with a chance to give his team a lead with a hit. 1-1.
It's a good job spinning the breaking ball. You can tell Stukes understands the gravity of this situation and how important it is to get out of this inning and get his ball club back into the dugout with a 1-run lead.
Strong pitch from Stukes, 92 miles per hour to make it 1-2.
There's Miola there watching on as Saunders takes his spot in the lineup and tries to come through and get the job done for this ball club.
1-2. And down goes Saunders. Stukes escapes further danger. The Spartans clinging to a 1-run lead.
Brent Stukes once again climbing the ladder late in the count, throws the heater up in the zone and gets Saunders to swing through it to end the inning. 6-5, Upstate with the lead.
I'm sure there will be a few beach balls being knocked around there. It's the greatest show on dirt in Omaha, starting June 12th.
It's a great place to be. I've had some great memories in that ballpark, in that city. And if you've never been, man, I suggest you get a chance and get on out there, because it's a great tournament they put on, and obviously it's a culmination of a college baseball season. So it's all, everything about it going on there is just all good.
6-5, the lead for Upstate. Jake Armsy, who had an RBI single in his last plate appearance, up here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2. Well, you know a thing or two about being in Omaha and being in this spot, playing in a regional. Do you remember your first one?
Yes, I do. My first regional was in Baton Rouge in 2008.
And Armsy will be retired here for the first out of the inning. And Armsy, he's the only player for Upstate who has delivered an RBI hit. Everything else has been through unconventional means. Wild pitch, pass ball, another wild pitch, a throwing error, a double play mixed in as well. And the Oklahoma State defense, the walks have been a problem. 4 walks in the day, a couple of errors, a couple of wild pitches, along with a pass ball. Over to Ortiz. 2 down quickly.
Yeah, it has not come by a ton of RBIs, but what it has, you got to credit the Upstate lineup for what they've done in terms of being able to battle Ethan Lund, make Ethan Lund throw pitches, which he was not able early on to really land the breaking ball or even really command the fastball. And then when they did get pitches, they did not miss those, put those balls in play, and made that defense have to make plays and put strain on them. And that was able to push runs across the board, which put the 6 on through 4.
Wiley Waters at the plate. He has scored 2 runs in this game. It appeared, at least originally, that he had hit a home run earlier in the game, but instead it hit the top of the fence. It did not go out. And after a review, it was deemed to be a double. And then he reached base last time because of the dropout in center field by Colin Ritchie.
Now, he did end up coming around to score in the 2nd inning when he hit this double. So I don't think it's something we'll look back on and say, oh, what could have been if it ends up being a 1-run ball game. But nonetheless, he's been on the barrel twice so far today. You can tell he's seen the ball really well, and he's been a thorn in the side of the Oklahoma State Cowboys pitching staff.
Hits another one well out towards center field. Ritchie has room this time to make the catch. And Waters is retired for the first time today, but the Spartans still lead it by 1, 6-5.
Welcome to Squeeze Play. all the highlights, all the big moments.
Got a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag squeeze play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Brent Stukes, his day is over, and he gave this Spartans team some good moments.
Yeah, he did a really good job today by minimizing the damage. Obviously, the one big blow with the big homer, but he did a good job of mixing speeds, mixing pitches, and keeping this lineup off balance a bit for a while through 5, and now he hands the ball over to Max Bianchini with a 1-run lead.
99 pitches for Stukes. As Max Bianchini takes over here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Oklahoma State down by a run in the opening round of the Tuscaloosa Regional. The winner moves on to action Saturday night in the 1-0 game against the winner of Alabama State.
Here you got the big redshirt junior. He's got a 4-3 record on the year with a 6 ERA. He's going to be predominantly fastball, slider. He will throw a 2-seam fastball in there as well, as you see him getting the strikeout here. But they're going to come here and they need him to go give him shutdown innings. And he's been one of those guys that comes in. That's a good arm. He's got velo. He uses it, and they're going to use him in that space.
And he is able to cut down Remo Indomenico, who is retired for the first time today after the 3-run homer and then the bloop single back in the 4th. It's Alex Conover, the leadoff man, at the plate now for the Cowboys.
You know, going through video and watching Conover swing a lot, it's easy to look at the Colin Richies and the Miolas in this lineup. Conover, even though he's at the top of the lineup, you watch him in his swing and the power that's in his lower half. When you look at the numbers of what he's done so far, it doesn't surprise you one bit.
Conover's second in the Big 12 in batting average, 383. It's been the bottom of the order, though, that has delivered for the Cowboys today. How about that? Hitters 1 through 6, 1 for 14 with the 5 strikeouts.
I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card, especially if you knew through 5 they've hit a homer and they've put 5 runs on the board. But that's exactly what it's been. The bottom of the lineup has given them the stability, has given them the ability to stay in this ball game at this point. And you'll see, we'll wonder if now you've gotten the starter out, will you see those top 4, 5, 6 guys in the lineup start to insert themselves into this ball game and make their presence known?
2-2, and just getting a piece of that was Conover. Bianchini last pitched on May 24th in a loss to Longwood during the Big South tournament. He went 3 innings, gave up a couple of runs, along with 4 hits, was able to strike out 5. Hit towards Griggs, but this time Griggs, who has been a magnet over there towards the ball, unable to grab that one. It's a single.
Ground ball over to the second baseman. This ball's hit really well. Obviously, as you could see, Griggs was not able to get over in front of it or make the diving play, and that's a knock. Conover on, gets this thing started in this 6th inning for this Oklahoma State ball club.
Brock Thompson in. Takes a fastball high, 1-0. Conover able to get back. He's reached base 21 straight times now.
Thompson's one of the guys having a great year on this team. We talk about the homers that they've hit. Mind you, we also mentioned early on what they've done in terms of extra base hits. Thompson leads this team with doubles with 18 on the year, and he's trying to find a way, maybe hit his 19th here and really start putting pressure on this Upstate pitching staff.
Conover over at first base. Popped in the air. Shallow right center, and drifting in to make the play is Zinner. 2 down. And Colin Ritchie with a chance to give his team a lead potentially. Looking for his first hit on the day. He's 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs over to Gage Griggs mixed in. Mentioned Conover reaching base in 21 straight games. I don't think he's going to go anywhere in this situation with Ritchie at the plate.
You also understand their concern for him over there at first base, as he is the one with leading this team with steals, 15 on the year, 15 for 19. Just want to keep him on, make him understand that we know you're there. It's a really good job with the off-speed pitch, kind of diving down below the bat, and there he is.
Oh, and that pitch hits Bianchini in the back of the leg, so Conover does take off to get into scoring position. And he comes up with a stolen bag. I may need to check on Bianchini to see if he's okay.
I got to be honest with you. I never really understood the pitchers turning their head and not watching where this play would go. If they understood, like, you can tell he sees and understands that this ball's about to be thrown down. He heard it. He sees it. Why turn away? He just don't know if he can hit you, and it obviously did in the calf. He's okay, though.
Fouled away, 1-2.
It's a big spot for Colin Ritchie. He's been no stranger to big moments in this ball club.
Just missing. Count now level at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a really good job by Colin Ritchie of staying disciplined to his zone and not going to fish on that off-speed pitch that just dives off the plate.
Now it's a full count. Conover, after his 16th stolen base of the season, in scoring position. Full count pitch to Colin Ritchie. Smoked, but foul.
He's a scary guy at the plate, man. If you're throwing pitches that are landing in the zone, he does such a good job at controlling and driving the baseball that's in the zone. And he also does a really good job at not chasing and not really expanding that zone much.
Hit in the air towards center field. Bentley is there to retire the Cowboys in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bianchini holds strong in the 6th. A look at the Tuscaloosa Regional. Alabama and Alabama State will lock up in the nightcap here. The winner of that game will face the winner of this one. The Spartans leading Oklahoma State 6-5 as we make our way to the top of the 7th inning. And Brady Small pinch hitting here in the 7th. Chopper but foul.
Small coming in. He's probably their most productive bat off the bench with the 4 homers and 261 there. Understanding it's a good left-right matchup for them. I think they like the spot. See what they can get a little spark out of him.
Small's behind here, 1-2. He's pinch hitting for Gage Griggs, who made some very nice plays defensively in the field for Upstate.
Got to also remember what Gage Griggs was able to bring to them in terms of what was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt turns into an error, and it ended up being a run for this Upstate ball club. So he did a good job today making defensive plays, putting balls in play that led to runs for them offensively. He was a good ball player for him today.
Small holding off there, 2-2, looking for his 4th pinch hit of the season. 3 for 12 in the pinch hit role. The count runs full as Stormy Rhodes looking to build some more momentum here in the 7th. And he gets Brady Small to start up the top of the 7th inning with a strikeout.
It's a really good job here late in the at-bat, pinpointing this two-seam fastball on the outside corner. Not able to do anything with it, but that is a great pitch with 2 strikes in that at-bat. You can see him, he's feeling it. Stormy Rhodes knows he's in a groove right now. He's rolling.
And they have needed this from Rhodes after the struggles of Ethan Lund. Zener swings at the first pitch. An easy one for Ortiz, a little bit of a low throw, but Brigham's able to get it for the 2nd out.
It's a really good job of keeping the baseball down and making it tough for this Upstate lineup to be able to get under this baseball or hitting the back of the baseball, if you will, and driving the ball. This is a good job by Stormy Rhodes.
Just 3 hits today for Upstate, but they have 6 runs. We highlighted earlier the reasons why. Many mishaps for Oklahoma State. Pitching and defense has not been rock solid for them today, and Upstate has been able to take advantage of that and build a lead that is at 1 right now. The count now 3-0 to Malloy Haganey. And there's a rundown of how the runs have been picked up. The wild pitch, pass ball, a double play, and then another wild pitch. Jake Armsy, he has the only RBI hit of the day for the Spartans. And Wiley Waters scored on a throwing error as well. So this is kind of what you need to do when you get to this point of the year. You got to take advantage any little way you can.
Yeah, and a team, like I said, in the month of May, 14-2, that's showing you a team that's finding multiple ways of winning ball games. Today, it has not necessarily been by hitting bombs and doing a ton of RBI hitting, but they've got the job done. And right there, you see Stormy Rhodes in a groove, moving, rolling, getting them out of the inning and back into the dugout.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One at Sewell Thomas Stadium. It is a 6-5 lead for the Spartans over the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And for Oklahoma State's offense, it's been the 7 through 9 hitters that have delivered today. They've contributed 5 RBIs, 4 of 7 hitting. Meanwhile, hitters 1 through 6, it's been a massive struggle. Just 2 for 17 hitting today, Jared.
Yeah, you got to give props to what this South Carolina Upstate squad has done on the mound today, being able to neutralize the absolute power and the best part of this Oklahoma State lineup, and that's the big reason as to why they're up 6-5 at the start of this bottom of the 7th inning.
Defensive change for Upstate. Alex Ritzer is now in at second base after Brady Small pitch hit for Gage Griggs back in the top half of the inning. Ortiz hits this one well out to left field. Back and near the fence is Preston Lucas for the first out.
This is a good job of spinning that breaking ball by Max Bianchini and ever so slightly just getting the run away from the barrel of Ortiz there, and isn't able to put enough on it to get this ball out of the ballpark. And this is kind of what I've meant. They've done a good job of just making the top of this Oklahoma State lineup just miss, just ever so slightly just miss.
There's strike 1 to Campbell Smithwick. One of the talking points yesterday among the teams, obviously not necessarily Alabama from the hitting perspective, was the dimensions of this stadium. Smithwick is behind here, 0-2, 320 down the line, and left and right, 390 to dead center and 360 in left and right center field.
You know, I think a lot of baseball people look at it and be like, well, that's not incredibly small of a big of a ballpark, but it is to know that that wind is also blowing in. And on the year, in terms of SEC ballparks, if you're just looking across that league, this has been the second to worst ball field to hit in this year in terms of hitting home runs. Georgia's been at the top of the league. This field has been at the bottom of the league, so there's not a lot of balls that leave this field, and we've kind of seen that show true so far in this ball game.
And Domenico was able to get one out, but that was a moonshot off of his bat that got out over the right field fence.
Yeah, I don't really think any ballpark is holding the ball that he hit in that at bat, so you can go ahead and give him his props on that. But it's going to take you really leaning into one and getting one out of here. Remember, we've seen the ball to center that was off the wall at a 390 spot. We've seen a couple of balls in center that have also been on the track, but it's a tough ballpark to hit balls out.
Smithwick trying to keep things moving along here for this offense of Oklahoma State. Down by a run. The outs starting to run out here for the Cowboys, but as we know, they can change this game with a single swing of the bat. Smithwick went around. 2 down.
And this is just nasty with the slider bearing down and in towards that back foot. And Campbell Smithwick just isn't able to hold up or recognize it early enough to hold up. And this is a great pitch for another out here.
Colin Brigham steps in. Swings at the first pitch, gives it a ride, but right into the glove of Trey Bentley. Down go the Cowboys in the 7th. Spartans still up 1. let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. Stormy Rhodes came into this game and delivered much needed relief.
Stormy's done a great job with that two-seam fastball and the slider coming in. 4 1/3 of 1 run, 1 hit baseball, and he's done everything that Oklahoma State needs to keep them in this ball game and give them an opportunity to take a lead late.
He's retired 11 in a row as Tyler Lang starts up the top of the 8th inning. 28 pitches over the last 3 innings for Rhodes.
He's been efficient here. He's done a really good job. And I got to be honest with you, win, lose, or draw in this situation, what he's done has given them a real opportunity in terms of the rest of the tournament, because they have not had to dip into this bullpen because he's been able to give them so much length in the middle innings here.
But that pitch caught Tyler Lang.
You see this two-seam heater just kind of gets away from him. The two-seam heater gets away from him a little bit, just runs up and in and hits Lang. And it'd be interesting to see it late in this ball game, top of the 8th inning. You're trying to put some insurance runs on the board. You have your best hitter up, so I don't think they're going to start to bunt. But being able to kind of lengthen this lead, it can go a long way for a team that we see with 6 runs on the board when only 3 hits in the ball game.
Johnny Sweeney looks at a called strike on the first pitch. 0-1, hit by a pitch, walked as well. One of 2 hit batsmen today for the Spartans. This one has eyes for center field. It's a base hit for Johnny Sweeney, just the 4th hit of the day for Upstate. Runners at first and second base with nobody out.
Gotta imagine he was looking for something that he could probably use to the middle of the field, pull side. He gets that two-seam heater there. Doesn't absolutely crush it, but is able to do enough with it to place it in the outfield. And now here's a spot where you wonder, are they thinking we need to put this bunt down? If you can get it down and get runners to second and third, you're sitting there with 2 runners in scoring position and a chance to extend the lead late in the ballgame where there's only potentially 6 outs left for this Oklahoma State team.
Cowboys defense in at the corners.
He showed it. So he did show it there. So you put that play on just to see if he's actually going to show. I think as he learns to grow older, you either show it really late or you don't show it at all right there to make sure that you don't get that happen.
There's a strike and the throw back to second base. Lang is able to get there in time.
This is a catcher at second. He probably doesn't run the absolute best. So in his mind is if this ball's down, I want to make sure I'm not getting thrown out at third. The problem is don't get back picked in there.
Bentley showing bunt yet again. Lays it down. Pretty good bunt. Rhodes makes a throw to first. Runners advance. Lang to third. Sweeney to second base.
So fundamentally sound by the South Carolina Upstate team. Not even wasting pitches if you see it either. Being able to put this ball down nice and soft. Not trying to be too fine, not trying to be too cute, making sure the pitcher has to make this play and make the throw over to first. So now you're sitting here exactly where you want it to be, and you have runners on second and third with 1 out, and this infield's drawn in now. Can you find a pitch that you can get off the ground and into the outfield to at least plate one of these runners?
And that'll bring up the redshirt senior, Armsy, who grounds it right back to Rhodes. Rhodes holds the runner. Ooh. A throw that just gets Armsy because it bounces to Brighamon at first base. But mission successful for the Cowboys for the time being as the runners stay in place.
Such a really good job done by Rhodes, being able to stuff that fastball in and on the hands of Armsy. Armsy's not able to get barrel on it. It's a weak ground ball right back to the pitchers. Runners can now go nowhere, and you're 1 out away from getting out of this jam.
Here's Preston Lucas. Behind here 0-1. Lucas batting just .220 this season with runners in scoring position. He's got a pair on with 2 outs. Rip but foul. And now Rhodes seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, 2. Ground ball in the left field for a base hit. 1 run is in. A 2nd run is in. The ball gets away from Conover, advancing to second base. On the play is Lucas, and Preston Lucas delivers insurance for the Spartans. It's an 8-5 lead for Upstate.
What a great job done by Preston Lucas with 2 strikes to be able to use the opposite side of the field, take that sinker that he's been throwing at him all day, and being able to shoot it past Saunders at third and score both of these runners. And that's the insurance you're looking for late in the ball game. And now you see why this team's been so good down the stretch.
Wiley Waters takes a called strike. Officially, that'll be scored a 2 RBI single with the error out in left on Conover that allowed Lucas to advance to second base. 0-1. Now 0-2 to Wiley Waters. So we talked about the insurance runs. And boy, did Preston Lucas deliver.
And for Stormy Rhodes, I mean, you really got everything you were trying to do, right? You got those 2 outs. You got the ground ball you wanted. It just unfortunately is able to, it was hit hard enough and gets past your third baseman. And both of these runs now scored.
So 3 errors on the day committed by Oklahoma State. The 0-2 inside and tight. Missing again, 2-2. So Stormy Rhodes, who had been a rock here for the Cowboys throughout this game, giving up a pair. Waters did not commit. Now a full count to Wiley Waters.
Not only 1 hit on a day for Riley Waters, but he's actually had a very good day. He's been on the barrel all 3 times up today, all to center field.
And he strikes out to end the top of the 8th inning, but the Spartans push in 2 thanks to Preston Lucas.
A lot of the postseason is hitting in the clutch, and here's a 2-out situation with runners on. Lucas delivers and gives you the insurance that you're looking for. Upstate up 8-5.
Oklahoma State head coach Josh Holliday hoping his team has some more magic in those bats. 138 home runs this season, second in Division I. Extra base hits and runs also top 10 ranks at the D1 level. They need to get the bats going now, down by 3.
100% they need to get the bats going. And this is a team that's no stranger this year to finding runs and ways to score late in ball games, so they're not afraid and they know what they can do. And the offense can play anywhere and with anyone, and that's a start there. You see the nice bunt down by Scholl, which we were not expecting, making it hard to make a play, and that's a single to start this inning. And these are the type of things you need to be able to get a rally going. And you see Max Bianchini try to make that play barehanded on the ball, still moving, where probably should glove that first set the feet and make the throw across. He doesn't. Runner on, and now they're in business.
And already you're seeing why those 2 runs were so important. Saunders swings at the first pitch. Giving chase is Bentley and Zener able to make the catch out in right. Remo and Domenico, who already has a 3-run homer in this game, at the plate with 1 on and his team down by 3 in the bottom of the 8th. There's strike 1 to Domenico. And 2 off the big swing by Domenico.
Yeah, he missed his spot there, but after the homer early in this ball game, a guy hitting 204 in this situation, you got to imagine they were going to just try to stay away from him and see if he can use the other side of the field to get it done.
Domenico drives this one to center field. Bentley is there to make the catch, 2 down.
It's a good swing there, makes a bid for hitting that double to center field, but they're able to make a play, and 2 outs in the inning and get it back to the top of the lineup. Conover is a very scary individual in his own rights. This is a big at bat for this ball club and pushing them to that 9th inning with no runs on the board here.
There's strike 1. We talked about Stormy Rhodes before last inning being a source of reliability for Oklahoma State. How about the job that Max Bianchini has done out of the pen? 0-1.
Yeah, he's been awesome coming in this ball game, and he's been one of those arms that SC Upstate is just, they've lived on a number of arms out of that bullpen, and he's done a good job coming in, solidifying the ball game, keeping this Oklahoma State team at bay.
1-2, and he's getting out in front of hitters early on, throwing first pitch strikes. 6 of the 7 hitters he's faced have seen a first pitch strike.
It's exactly what Brent Stukes was able to do, especially early on in the ball game, and working ahead of these hitters, being able to mix his pitches late how he wanted to, and it's really kind of stymied this Oklahoma State offense.
Milwaukee trying to hold off Auburn, a national seed. A tight one here between Upstate and the Cowboys. A winner will move on to action Saturday night against the winner of Alabama and Alabama State. That game will follow this one. Off the plate, full count. Scholl started up the inning with a bunt single, but back-to-back flyouts bring up 2 outs. However, Now Oklahoma State will be able to bring the tying run to the plate. Brock Thompson with 2 on and 2 out.
And this is where it gets very interesting here, right? Because you got someone like Conover at first who can run. You got the team's doubles leader who's got 18 on the season. If he's able to split a gap here, we may have a 1-run ball game at worst.
Bianchini has given up 7 home runs this season. Oddly enough, 4 of those home runs were allowed in 1 outing.
Shows you how good he's been. Obviously, they got to him in that outing, but he's been really good for them out the pen. He's been really reliable, and they need that to show up in bunches here and continue to go on.
Hasn't allowed a home run since March 22nd. 2-0. Scholl at second, Conover at first. 2 down, bottom 8. Strike 1.
There's really nothing you can do with that as a hitter. You're sitting here trying to find something out over the plate in that 2-0 situation. He's able to kind of stuff a breaking ball in the inner half and steal a strike.
3-1. And who lurks in the on-deck circle? Mr. Ritchie. The bases are now loaded for Colin Ritchie. Ritchie, 29 home runs on the year, 73 RBIs, the 3rd most homers this year in Division I. He has been a nightmare for opposing pitching, but today it's been a struggle for him. 0 for 4, looking for his first hit, and a hit here, in particular a home run, would give his team a lead.
If there's anybody you would want to be showing up and getting an at-bat right here, it'd be Colin Ritchie. Earlier, they were able to throw the heater by him. He hits a ground ball hard. Second base, they're able to get out on. Gets jammed on another heater, and it's been a theme. They've literally tried to go at him with that fastball and kind of crowd him, if you will. Get a little bit more of a fastball out of Bianchini than you did out of Brent Stukes. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with that same idea, they stick with that same plan, or if they try to go soft and see if they can work him and get him out that way.
Bianchini against Ritchie. And Ritchie swings at the first pitch over to second base. Ritzer able to make the throw, and the inning is over. Bianchini escapes a bases-loaded jam. The lead still intact for the Spartans. The Spartans trying to close in on their first tournament win in program history. They lead Oklahoma State 8-5 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Derek Jones and Jared Mitchell with you. Jared, what have you seen here in the approach by Upstate against Colin Ritchie?
They've been really stubborn on trying to throw fastballs in and trying to beat him and stuff fastballs on the inner half, and they've done a good job of it so far, getting him to hit 2 ground balls there, a strikeout they've gotten out of it. It's worked for them to keep him off the bases and really kind of slow down the top of that lineup for this Oklahoma State ball club.
And a huge spot there with the bases loaded. And Bean Keeney gets Ritchie to roll one over to Alex Ritzer to close out the bottom of the 8th. Ritzer in here. Came into the game as a defensive replacement after Brady Small pinch hit earlier for Gage Griggs.
He's no stranger to playing time this year. 30 starts on the year. He's played in 41 different ball games, so this is a reliable player for him. Obviously came in for the defensive part of it, which on the year, he's got 1 error on the season, so they know what he can do. He's getting a chance to hit right here, and if you can get on, you can kind of start putting more pressure on this ball club.
Over to Brigham. Brigham with the toss over to Rhodes, 1 down. Henry Zener will head in with 1 down. He's been held in check by and large today after drawing the walk to start up the game. He scored on a wild pitch. He hasn't reached base since. Of the players participating in the NCAA tournament, the only player who had more hits than Zener is Jaron Evan Kula of Georgia Tech. Zener entered today with 92 hits on the season.
Those 92 hits are good enough for 4 short of the single season school record at South Carolina Upstate. So he's playing for a lot, obviously as a team aspect, but also personally as well. Can throw his name in the record books at South Carolina State.
Rhodes deals and gets Zener. 2 down in the 9th.
Tell you what, I'm impressed by Stormy Rhodes' ability to use that 2-seamer to both sides of the plate. It works as multiple pitches, right? That time he front hips it to the left-hander, thinks it's going to be in, and is able to kind of dive back over that inside corner. It's a great job of pitching by Stormy Rhodes.
Malloy Haganey in with 2 down here in the top of the 9th. 1 for 3 on the day with a couple of runs scored. One of the 5 hits on the day for Upstate. Fouled away. Now 1-2 to Haganey. Rhodes coming in for Ethan Lund back in the 3rd. And he's carried it here the rest of the way. Needs one more out to send it to the bottom of the 9th inning. Off the mark, count full.
It's a really good pitch, really good slider just off the plate. Even better job by Malloy Haganey to take that pitch and get himself to a full count.
Chopper. Saunders can't get to it. Neither can Thompson. And it's a 2-out base runner for the Spartans.
Saunders makes the right choice by charging this ball and does a good job of off the bat of coming. He's just not able to get that glove down there far enough to make the pick on the short hop, and right under the glove it goes, and that'll go for a hit.
Two down for Tyler Lang, the 3-hole hitter for the Spartans. Lost a piece of equipment there on the swing, 0-1.
Shows he's a little late on that heater, huh? Tried to do everything he could to catch it, even throwing some of that equipment out of there to get it out of the way.
Quick toss to check. Haganey back over at first base. Interesting day for Lang at the plate. A couple of strikeouts, hit by a pitch. He scored 2 runs. Facing an 0-2 count here, though. Fouled away. And this has been one of the running threads throughout the day for the Spartans offensively. They have not had a ton of hits, just 6 hits on the day, but they have made Ethan Lund and now Stormy Rhodes work and work to record outs.
And more importantly, they've made this defense for Oklahoma State work, who's obviously been charged with 3 errors yet today. And I mean, even the last play you just saw Saunders not able to make, in his mind, or in the books, it's not going to go down as an error, but in his mind, those are plays you probably need to be able to make on a consistent basis.
What'll be interesting is the state of the pitching for Oklahoma State. If they're able to make a run here the rest of the way, regardless of the result in this game, as Rhodes records the strikeout. Now it is 4, 5, and 6 for the Cowboys as they try to erase a 3-run deficit in the bottom of the 9th. 8-5 lead for the Spartans in the bottom of the 9th inning. Upstate looking for their first tournament win in program history. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State is in this spot in part because of miscues from the pitching side and defensively, Jared.
Yeah, the wild pitches, the pass balls, some of the mistakes made in the infield on the 3 errors that have been made have come true and been big in this ballgame in terms of giving Upstate an upper hand, and now they found themselves down in a 3-run deficit in the bottom of the 9th and having to find a way to get it done.
Jacob Kirby will now try to slow down this Oklahoma State offense. It'll be up to him to close this game out. And can the freshman out of North Carolina do it?
Yeah, the freshman coming in tied for the team lead in saves right now. 48 and 2/3 innings on the year, 3.8 ERA with 35 strikeouts in those 48 innings. He's a fastball, changeup, slider guy. He will throw a lot of fastball, 56% fastballs, and it's can you stuff those pitches in there and continue to work ahead like the rest of the staff has done and make it really tough for this Oklahoma State team to put up these runs needed to either extend this ball game or win this ball game right here.
And already it's 2-0 to Avery Ortiz. Big spot here for the redshirt freshman, Kirby. There he delivers a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike to Avery Ortiz.
The fastball doesn't come with a ton of velo behind it. You've seen him sit anywhere from about 87 to 90 miles an hour, but his ability to move it around the zone is what works for him. And then he'll play his off speed off of those pitches as well.
Ortiz, Smithwick, Brigham. The order for the Cowboys in the bottom of the 9th. First base side, foul territory, giving chase and making the catch is Wiley Waters for the first out.
There's a lot of ball fields that just wouldn't stay in, but there is a fair amount, maybe even a little bit larger than fair amount of foul territory, especially bag high, meaning at the bases and closer to home plate, that if balls go up there, a lot of these balls stay in play, and you can go a lot of places around the country. Those balls are finding their way into the stands.
Campbell Smithwick takes inside, 1-0. This is a Spartans program that is making just its 2nd appearance in the NCAA tournament, facing an Oklahoma State program that is making its 51st appearance in regionals. If Upstate can hang on, they'll advance to the 1-0 game tomorrow night against the winner of Alabama State. Ethan Lund looking on, hoping his team has some 9th inning magic. Out towards left field, drifting out of play.
Kirby's one of those guys that had a tough April. Only threw 7 2/3 innings in April, but he's come on strong and been a lot better in his 15 innings of work in May. He's got a 1.8 ERA in May, and he's been lights out. He's been shut down for them, so it's no surprise at all that they bring him on in this spot, looking to go and close out this ball game.
Went 4 innings in the Big South clincher against Longwood. Two, and this will drop into center field for a base hit. A 1-out single for Smithwick that will set the table for Colin Brigham.
Yeah, you get the 73-mile-per-hour breaking ball that just kind of hangs in the zone there, and Smithwick was able to shoot it out to center field and get a base runner on to kind of start what needs to be a rally for the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Breaking ball finds the strike zone, 0-1. Out towards right center field, another hit. Back-to-back hits. As Briggerman delivers a single. And now the tying run will step to the plate.
Once again, you see the changeup from Kirby. Briggerman finds this off the end of the bat, but he's able to dump it out in the center field, and you got two runners on. And this is what Kirby kind of does. He's gonna run away from the barrel of your bat. It's up to this Oklahoma State team to understand that he's not gonna pitch with a ton of velo, so if you could back the baseball up, use the either big part or the opposite side of the field, you have a chance at getting to him.
Garrett Scholl at the plate, and this is the part of the lineup for Oklahoma State that has delivered today, 7, 8, and 9. Oklahoma State trying to turn around a trend when they trail after 8 innings. 2-0. The Cowboys are 2-16 this season when trailing after 8 innings. But they've got the tying run at the plate in the form of Garrett Scholl. 2-0. Hit out towards right field, but pulled foul. 2-1.
It's a good job of getting himself into a hitter's count at 2-0. Now, once again, it's about staying disciplined, staying and using the middle of the ball field, and driving the baseball right back up the box.
Scholl has 14 home runs on the season. And he's looking for number 15 here. .138 homers on the season for the Cowboys, second in the nation. Extra base hits, fourth in the nation. Runs, eighth. They can pour it on, and they need 3 here to at least tie the game. Breaking ball, just missing, full count.
He tried the backdoor breaking ball right there, and he just wasn't able to bend it enough and catch the outside corner of that plate.
(3-2). Ground ball, foul again. Kirby has given up just 4 home runs on the season. He's got 2 on here, facing Garrett Scholl, who has been a monster with runners in scoring position this year. This one hit well out towards right field, and it is pulled foul.
He's got Garrett Scholl out in front of a lot of his pitches, as you've seen him foul a lot of pitches down the right field foul line. If he can execute something off speed and down, preferably, he may have an opportunity to get this out and get him one out closer to the end of this ball game.
Breaking ball, missing, and the bases are loaded. Close call there. It goes in favor of the Cowboys with 1 out and the bases juiced for Evan Saunders. And how fitting is this situation? Aiden Miola out with the injury, the broken wrist. Evan Saunders replacing him today at third base. And with the bases loaded, Saunders has quite the opportunity on the table here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Baseball just really finds a way to present these opportunities to you, doesn't it?
And Saunders swings and misses 0-1.
Mind you, Saunders is responsible for what extended the inning and turning into a 4-run inning after the homer was hit in the second and tying that ball game. So he's got a lot to do with why they are where they are in this game.
0-2.
He's looking to do even bigger things.
Now, if the inning continues, Remo Indomenico will step in, and he has a 3-run homer to his credit today. The 0-2 called, third strike on Saunders.
Kirby just threw him 3 straight breaking balls. Saunders was not able to hold his water and use the backside of the field, and caught him frozen for that last one, thinking he may get something else instead of a 3rd straight one in a row.
Remo Indomenico will try to keep this game alive for the Cowboys. Another breaking ball. Strike 1.
Easy to tell that he's very comfortable throwing that breaking ball in any count, and he's got a good feel of it right now as he's landed it 4 times in a row.
That one off the plate. Oklahoma State has had the bases loaded here multiple times today. This is the 5th at bat with the bases loaded. They're 0 for 4. And their 4 previous opportunities. 1-1. Strike 2. Indomenico 1 for 3 on the year with the bases loaded, but he is down to his final strike, and the Cowboys are down to their final out. 1-2 from Kirby. Breaking ball called, third strike. And for the first time in program history, Upstate has an NCAA tournament win. They defeat Oklahoma State 8-5. What a moment for this Spartans program, making their 2nd ever NCAA tournament appearance.
Yeah, and you can see Jacob Kirby was really getting comfortable in those last 2 hitters throwing that breaking ball. He was able to find a backdoor breaking ball, and it proved to be very effective for him in getting the outs in this last inning and getting his 3rd save of the season.
So Upstate will meet Alabama or Alabama State in the 1-0 game on Saturday night. And a quick footnote to all of this. They did that in the midst of the rain. They are starting to pull the tarp on the field here at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Alabama and Alabama State will play in game 2 of day 1 of the Tuscaloosa Regional, and the winner of that game will take on Upstate tomorrow night. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State awaits the loser of Alabama and Alabama State tomorrow afternoon, 2 Eastern, right here at Sewell Thomas Stadium.
Not the start that Oklahoma State wanted in this tournament, but keep in mind, they only used 2 arms here today. I think they are in a good spot in terms of going forward to give themselves a chance. Listen, they left 13 runners on base today. That's not Oklahoma State offense. You got to expect that that will change, and they're going to need it to change if they're going to get anywhere in this tournament. They still have a good chance. We'll see what they're able to do going forward here.
An 8-5 win for Upstate. The Spartans take down the Oklahoma State Cowboys. The Tuscaloosa Regional continues tonight on SEC Network at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, with Alabama State taking on Alabama. For Jared Mitchell, I'm Derek Jones, saying so long from Tuscaloosa. We'll talk to you in a bit from Sewell Thomas Stadium.